In this video, we're going to go over the GCPS from the new Deadzone Outbreak book. Although they're not a new faction, the GCPS were not officially in the main rulebook. They came out afterwards. And you would get like a pamphlet or supplement in the starter box or the expansion box. So now that they're officially in the book, we're going to go over them. Nothing has really changed much, but we're going to go over the faction and break it down. The Major General, he's my favorite leader. We got a 1-2, armor 1, and he's size 1. He has a pistol and an officer's sword, which is range F AP 1. Shooter 4, fighter 5. Save a 5. Tac 2. His drone strike is spend an army special result on a command dice to allow the active model take a special action to perform a range 8 indirect 2 attack. That's pretty good. It's a shooting attack. Short action. Very good. He's a recon of 5. 30 points, 3 VPs. I love this guy. Next, let's go with the Ranger Sergeant. 1-2, armor 1, size 1. 4-5-4 across the board. Tac 1. He has aerial deployment, pistol, range 3, energy gauntlet, range F, knockback. 30 points, 3 VPs. He has the eye in the sky. Basically, you can reroll any number of dice from rerolling to hit a target cube with an indirect weapon or a grenade. During a shoot action, you may perform this once per shoot action. So that's really good. It's almost like the old spotter rule, which was really good. Now, let's talk aerial deployment. This model may choose to make an aerial deployment. If it does so, do not deploy with the rest of the strike team once both players have deployed their teams. But before scout or recon moves, a model using aerial deployment can be deployed in any cube not containing an objective, and provided at least 2 cubes from the nearest enemy model. If there are multiple cubes in a stack, it must deploy on the top of the cube. You can't deploy in your owning player's deployment zone. All right, if both players have aerial deployment, then you alternate back and forth. It means that a model cannot be deployed due to the lack of 2 cube distance. Then the model will have to be deployed in your deployment zone. So aerial deployment is that the guys just come down. They come out of the sky. They can go wherever you want. It's good for getting snipers where they got to go. That's really cool. It's a good rule. It's similar to the Forge Father's Hammerfist drop armor rule, but it's a little different because you got to be 2 cubes away from an enemy, but still very powerful. And he has a recon of 5+. Here go the boys getting ready to go right there. The Corporate Marine Sergeant moves 1-2, armor 1, size 1. 5-5-4 across the board. Tac 1. Pistol is a range 3 and has an energy gauntlet, range F, knockback. Overwatch. Spend an army special result when an enemy model comes into the cube containing an unactivated friendly model equipped with a weapon with the rapid fire ability. Basically, you can make a free shoot action with that weapon after the enemy model has moved, but prior to resolving the fight is initiated. This shoot cannot be modified for clear shot, high ground, or friendly flyer, but is still modified by other bonuses or penalties, like a holo sight, sniper scope. Armory special rule cannot be played on a friendly model that is in the same cube as the enemy model, other than the model moving into the cube. And the free shoot action cannot be used for firing for effect. So if you have a firing for, basically a rapid fire gun, you can do this moving in. It's very, very situational, very similar to the Mercs recon rule, very similar to that. Has a recon of 6+, 22 points, 2 VPs. I wouldn't take this for the splat. You take it because it's a lot cheaper, but the other models are only a few points more. Out of all 3, this is the least favorite of mine. I would take the other 2. All right, let's talk troops. You got 3 levels here. First one is a corporate recruit. 1-2, no armor, size 1, 6-7-5. Has a laser rifle, which range 6, has rapid fire, and it's basically 6 points, 1 VP. This is your chattel, your chaff, your cannon fodder, if you really need them. But I don't know. I'm not too fond of them. I would like to take the combination of the other 2. Let's talk about the Corporation Marine. Okay, he is 1-2, no armor, size 1, 5-6-5 across the board, range 6, rapid fire laser rifle, basically 8 points, 1 VP. This is your rank and file. These are the guys I would take for 2 points more, 1 VP. You know, they got a better shoot stat, a better fight stat, and the same survive. So spend the extra 2 points for a corporate Marine, unless you want to take like 10 corporate recruits. 6 shoot, though. I don't know. The corporation veteran. Here's where we start to make a little change. Moves on a 1 to 2, 0 armor, 1 size 1. 5.55 across the board, so basically the best stats out of all of them. He has a laser carbine rapid fire, but it has weight of fire 1, which is really cool. 11 points, 1 VP. It's a toss-up between the Marine and the Veteran. I kind of like the Veteran a little better, but the Marine is good because you can hoard him out a little bit. And they both have shoot of 5, but for 11 points, you know, 3 points more, better fight stat, and a better rifle. Might be worth it just to take the Veteran. So, but my choice is between these two. You could split them up or do whatever. It's pretty good. They're both very solid troops. Okay, let's talk specialists. The Corporation Engineer. Now, you guys know how I feel about engineers. There are some things that they could use, deploy. The engineer ability I'm not too fond of. It's not a big deal. Really isn't. Let's go move on to the Marine Specialist. Okay, it's basically a Marine. 1 to 2. Comes with stock with the rapid fire laser rifle, range 6. But here's where it gets cool. Small arms, light, assault, explosive, marksman, sniper. You can take a bunch of really cool weapons with this. You can make a sniper out of them. Pretty cheap. We'll go over the weapons afterwards, but this is your guy that takes all the cool weapons. This is where you can get some AP in there. Corporation Medic, I'm not a fan of. I'll be honest with you, I don't really take the medics. I know a lot of people told me how great they are. You put them in with the heavy weapon squad to heal them and whatnot, but it's still cheaper to take a medipack or something like that. Heavy weapon squad. Now, this is the one that changed the game right here. The heavy weapons squad. Okay? Basically, you have moves 1 to 2, but you're really probably not going to move them. They have no armor, but they are size 3. 5.65 for shooting. The weapons team. Okay? What happens is it's size 3, and they can shoot as much as they can shoot every round until they get a wound on them. Then the weapons team rule is if they get a wound on them, they have to do a long reload action. So let's say they have a wound on them. They have to, for this round, get rid of the long reload, and then they will shoot next round. So the weapons team have a lot of heavy crew served weapons. That's their ability. They're all pretty much heavy. We'll go over that when we go over the weapons. Next guy is the Ranger. This guy is super cool because he does have aerial deployment. He's got a 5.55 across the board. Moves 1 to 2. Armor 1. And yeah, like I said, aerial deployment. They come with the rapid fire laser rifle stock. But you can take a sniper rifle, you could take a marksman, you could take stuff like that. You could take the DMR with the hollow sight on it. It's just really cool. This is a great specialist. Take a few of these, drop them in somewhere with a cool weapon, something with AP or sniper, and they get to town, they get to work. Let's talk about the Strider, okay? Corporation has to have a Strider. Not as good as the Enforcer Strider, but moves 1 to 2, armor 3, size 4, 5.54. Not bad. 4 save. Beast, construct, and it is solid, okay? You got to take, they have all the weapons that everybody else has. The Genling, the burst laser, the combat option. So, and it's going to set you back 30 points, 3 VPs before that comes stock, that comes naked. You got to put arms on them. Okay, here is the Armory. Love it. All the good stuff. You can see everything. So here are the laser carbines. Here is the LR45, the heavy laser rifle, the thermal rifle. The thermal mine, like I said, these are the things that you get on the sprue and you don't know what the hell they are. Now you know. Here we go, energy gauntlet right there. The missile launcher, okay? Chainsaw, heavy burst laser autocannon. This is the laser cannon, very cool. My favorite, the mortar. Don't forget the comlink. We'll get to that in a second. All right, so here are your weapons. Breaking it down. Autocannon's pretty cool. So here are the heavy crew serve weapons. There's 4 of them. You can take a autocannon, suppression, weight of fire 1. Laser cannon, right? AP3 heavy. The missile launcher, range, it's 10 points, 1 VP, range 8, AP1 frag. It is heavy. Most of these are heavy. And my personal favorite, it is the mortar. Okay, it's 12 points, 1 VP, but it's a range 8, indirect 4 heavy. And that's pretty cool. Chainsaw is also AP2 like the other chainsaws. Take the heavy burst laser with these guys. Here's a really good weapon, okay, if you're going to take these guys. Here is the marksman rifle, the Accutech LR-45 DMR. It's 8 points, 1 victory point, range 8 with a hollow sight, okay? That is basically a sniper rifle, one less, but it's not heavy. I like it a lot. The carbine is another good weapon, rapid fire, way to fire 1. Awesome. They have, you could take a flamethrower, grenade launcher, which is really cool, indirect 3, light explosive, it's only 8 points, 1 VP, it's a range of 5, you got to move up a little bit. Thermal rifles, just like the Enforcers, 7 points, 1 VP, range 3, AP2, that's not too bad. Range 3, though, you got to get up close and personal. A lot of times those guys die before they get there. All right, so you got some cool stuff here. Ammo, AP ammo, comlink, we're going to talk about. Trip mine, thermal mines, stun grenades are awesome. The sentry gun, you need the engineer. I'm not too crazy about them. They are rare. Really never had too much luck with it. So here we go. That's the GCPS right there. Let's talk about comlink. All right, comlink. Basically, if you have a comlink, you know, on one of your models, it's able to act as a spotter for their comrades. The model may use a special action to call the coordinates of a target, place a token in the cube with the model's line of sight, the models throw a grenade, or using indirect weapons. Treat this cube as being within their line of sight. Pretty good, pretty good. Note that this doesn't allow targets to target cubes outside the weapons range, obviously, if it doesn't extend the range. So if you look, let's go back here. Back up here. Comlink is rare. It's a rare item. So you could take 2 in a 200-point game. Give those to guys with aerial deployment. They could look around. They could shoot around. That could help you out a lot. Or even a sniper, whatever. It's basically something that gives them that ability. The DMR rifle, we just went over, has a... if you don't have snipers, you take this. It's a great weapon, hollow sight, and it's light. So no AP, but still getting... You know, get them up, extra dice, hollow sight, so you're getting 5 dice. It's almost like a tag rifle. It's pretty good. I dig it. Last one is trip mine. Range 4, grenade. It's 1 use. Has the trap rule, frag 3. So you basically put it somewhere. It's almost like a claymore. Lay it down. It's a frag 3. That's good for a choke point and things like that. Trip mine is very situational. Not a huge fan of it, but it is still pretty good. And that's it, the GCPS. Although they are not a newer faction, they are still, this is their first appearance in the book. They are kind of fun. Take them. You could use them if you've gotten the Maison Labs or you've gotten Star Saga. You can play them as the GCPS. If you have GCPS, you can play them as the Maison. You might need a few extra models here and there, but they're interchangeable. Beautiful thing about Mantic is you could play games from Star Saga all the way up to Warpath, so everything in between. Thank you for listening to me. I'm glad that I was able to talk to you about this. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing because we got a lot of great Deadzone videos as well as other games, also hobby stuff. You know, we're just miniature wargaming all around. But once again, thank you. Hope I made you think about this, and if you have any comments, any questions, or even if you want to just help me out with my Deadzone game, put the stuff below and I'd be happy to hear it. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.